The hunt began on a dusty red dirt road that cut through the open fields of West Texas. Golden hour light filtered softly through the treetops as my group and I pulled up to the truck. Ahead lay our destination, the hunting grounds, where the fight against these destructive invaders would begin. The wind stirred the grass, whispering like a challenge. As hunters, we weren't here just for the thrill, we were here to carry out a mission. To protect the farmland, the livestock, and the hard-working people of this land from the relentless threat of feral hogs. I took a deep breath, letting the scent of damp earth and gunpowder fill my lungs. My heart beat a little faster, not out of fear, but with the quiet determination of someone who knew this land was worth fighting for. Every step into the brush was another step in a fight we never wanted, but one we would not back down from. This isn't just a hunt, I whispered to myself. It's a mission. And as darkness approached, we knew every shot we took carried the echo of a saved harvest. Join us, now, as we hunted the boar to protect the land. And in that instant, the hunt exploded into action. In less than a minute, the tension spiked. A boar darted from behind a bush. In that split second, instinct took over. I raised my rifle, aimed, and fired. Boom. A close shot? This time, the boar fell to the ground. The game was over. That was how it began, fast, relentless, and heart-pounding. And if this is just the beginning, we know this hunt is going to be a wild ride. Deafening gunshot ripped through the dry forest air. A wild hog took the hit, staggered, then bolted toward the thick brush. Without missing a beat, my teammate released the dogs, four-legged warriors that tore through the undergrowth like lightning, hot on the heels of the wounded prey. One of them lunged forward, locking on, holding the beast just long enough for me to close in. I didn't hesitate. I pulled the trigger. Boom. The second shot ended it. Quick, clean. In moments like this, it's not just about marksmanship, it's about trust. The kind of trust built between man and dog, forged through mud, blood, and countless hunts. Every takedown feels like holding the line, and every time a hog drops, it means one more stretch of land is spared from their endless destruction.
Ich konnte den Frischling erlegen. Perfekt.
Und Wurf kommt oft. Ich dachte eigentlich, das Treiben neigt sich dem Ende.
The late afternoon sun filtered through the treetops as we moved deeper into the hunting ground. Up ahead, a massive wild hog crept cautiously out of the brush, stepping into an open patch of land. No need for orders. My teammate raised his rifle and fired. This time, dead on. The bullet hit center mass, dropping the hog in a panic-fueled collapse. It all unfolded in a matter of seconds, tense, razor-sharp. I flanked wide, eyes scanning the edge. Wild hogs rarely travel alone. And sure enough, the dogs started barking from the tree line. They'd caught another scent. No words were exchanged. We tightened our grips, fanned out into formation. The air was thick with tension, but we knew the rule. Every hog brought down is another farm saved from devastation.
Ja, Weidmannsheil.
I stood on a high ridge overlooking a winding mountain trail below. From up here, the view was wide and clear. Every subtle movement in the forest became visible. At 1:39, I spotted it, a dark shape charging up from the base of the hill. A full-grown wild hog barreling straight toward the narrow path. Its biggest mistake. I chambered around and steadied my rifle. The wind was calm, conditions perfect. I waited for the exact moment. It charged into range. Boom. The shot tore through the air. The hog took a direct hit, lost its footing, and tumbled down the rocky slope, rolling several times before landing in the roadside brush. No second shot needed. That was the moment where instinct, experience, and timing all aligned. One clean shot. One eliminated threat. The hog lay still, and with it, one less danger to the farmers and their harvests below. As my teammate adjusted the camera one last time, I locked in on every second of movement. And then, right in front of us, a wild hog emerged from the brush. The target was clear. No hesitation. I aimed, chambered around, and pulled the trigger. A perfect moment of coordination and precision. Bang. The hog was hit hard, flipped several times, then dropped for good. One shot, clean, decisive, flawless. I exhaled. Around me, my teammates relaxed too. But pride wasn't what filled our eyes, it was something deeper. The quiet weight of responsibility. In Texas, hunting wild hogs isn't just a sport, it's a mission. Every hog taken down is another cornfield protected. Another herd kept safe. Laws in states like Texas, Georgia, and Florida back us with hunting rights, accident insurance for hunters, and crop compensation for farmers. That's not just protection, it's a promise. A promise that we won't stand by while our land gets destroyed. If you believe in this mission, hit like to show your support. Subscribe to follow every hunt. And drop a comment if you've ever faced wild hogs in your own backyard. Your stories, your voice, your view, it all helps build a stronger community of hunters, farmers, and land protectors. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next hunt, where every shot counts, and every acre saved is a piece of Texas preserve. Last weekend, I went on a special hunt with a few folks from the area. Out here, wild hogs aren't just wildlife, they're a real threat. Neighbors have been complaining for weeks. Fields torn up, fruit trees uprooted, fences wrecked like paper. To them, wild boars are invaders. So when a few landowners reached out and asked for help, I knew exactly what needed to be done. Fewer hogs means fewer problems, and a chance to bring peace back to this land. As an experienced hunter, I never turned down a call like that. Give me a good reason, and I'll hit the road, ready to act. If you're curious how this hunt played out, don't look away, because this story is just getting started. Around 8 a.m., as we were making our way along a narrow trail that hugged the hillside, a strange rustling came from the bushes just off the path. We froze and scanned the brush carefully. Suddenly, a dark blur burst out like lightning, a full-grown wild hog, leading a whole herd of dozens right across the trail. I didn't waste a second. I fired off a quick burst, dropping 2 hogs on the spot. But there were just too many of them. We couldn't take out the whole group, but still, taking down a couple in a surprise ambush like that, I'd call that a win. We followed the tracks the hogs left behind, trying to pinpoint where they might be hiding.
Quería.
When one of them suddenly appeared, it caught the farmers off guard. But not me. One clean shot and the beast went down fast. Take a look at this. That's an impressive trophy right there. Massive size. Must be well over 220 pounds.
Oğlum! Bu altımıza gel geri dönüyor. Kalkacak baba bakıyor bak.
After landing a few solid shots that morning, my spirits were higher than ever. The whole crew could feel it. Today was going to be a good day. Then suddenly, a call crackled over the radio, and up ahead, the hounds started going wild. No doubt about it, something big was moving through the brush. Just seconds later, a massive wild hog came crashing out of the woods, kicking up dust as it barreled forward like a freight train out of control. I didn't hesitate. My finger tightened on the trigger, one clean shot. Quick, sharp, and packed with power. The beast dropped right in the open. And that feeling? Like fire running through your veins. Unreal. Pure adrenaline. That's the kind of moment every hunter lives for.
Bekle.
Just a few minutes later, I had made my way up the hillside, right where fresh signs pointed to another hog nearby. As soon as it stepped out from behind a thick patch of trees, I raised my rifle and fired without hesitation. The shot rang out loud and clear through the still air, and the hog dropped instantly, tumbling down the rocky slope. It all happened so fast, it almost didn't feel real. But that shot, sharp and right on the mark, delivered more than I expected. One more target taken out. Clean and convincing. Morale was high, and none of us were ready to call it a day. When we spotted a group of wild hogs crossing the far side of the hill, I quickly picked a vantage point and got into position. One hog broke away from the group, weaving through the low brush. I kept my fingers steady on the trigger, eyes locked in. As soon as it stepped into my line of sight, I squeezed off a quick burst, clean, controlled shots that gave it no chance to escape. The target went down, no doubt about it, but the hunt wasn't over.
Biraz koşuşturmaca, ileri geri sabah. Önce biraz umutsuzlandık.
A sure sign something else was lurking. I moved in fast toward a thick patch where I'd seen movement. And there it was, another hog, clearly trying to slip away. I edged closer to get the perfect angle, but just then, it turned and charged straight at me. No time to think. I pulled the trigger again, the shot that mattered most. It froze mid-charge and dropped. Fast, clean, and final.
canhoto, não é? Descer.
Vai lá na ponta.
Segura, segura.
Vai.
Segura.
Desce reto, Pedro.
Eu tô tentando.
Pode descer reto.
Não vai dar tempo, não?
Pode deixar, deixa o corpo embora. Vai que vai. Vai que vai parar.
Ai, tio, agora é você. É você,
Even
é
as the
você.
sun started dipping low, I wasn't ready to call it quits. Off in the distance, across the ridge, a wild hog darted out like a missile. I didn't waste a second, raised my rifle and fired off a quick burst. Moments later, cheers erupted from the team behind me. We had one more down, a solid payoff for pushing through to the end. We were tired, sure, but it was clear. This fight isn't over. The hogs won't stop, and neither will we. For American farmers, crop insurance is a critical safety net. But it can't replace boots on the ground and action in the field. And for hunters like us, some states now recognize the important role we play in protecting land and balancing the ecosystem. We're not just pulling triggers, we're helping preserve peace and order in these rural communities. After one last sweep of the bushes, we packed it up for the day. But this hunt was just one chapter in a much bigger mission, managing the exploding hog population to safeguard farms and livelihood. That's a wrap for today's video. What did you think of this hunt? Pretty intense, right? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss the next wild chase. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.